Hello out there in YouTube land. This is my first riding workout since getting back from nationals. I've already been in the gym, started my adaptation period with lifting, leg lifting, squats, presses, things like that. But today I'm looking forward to the Belgian loop. Joining me, you see up ahead there, is Michael Casper, and then right ahead of me is Kyle Mason. The original intent for our workout was to do steady paceline work. Right now we just got onto 145. We did a kind of a fast warm-up from my house over to that main intersection, and now we're just getting by 145 as fast as we can because it is usually it's a very fast thoroughfare, and we just want to get by it. We're not doing any type of a paceline work here. Once we get on Avenue 33, then we will start our paceline work. We'll probably go about 1 minute each with each person. And the advantage of doing this type of workout is that it builds stamina. This goes past endurance. It builds stamina. When you're in the front doing your 1 minute paceline, pulling, then and you pull off, you're still working to stay on, especially with these guys. The reason I'm doing this type of work now is because the weather has improved, or rather I should say the air quality has improved. I had signed up a while back for the Bass Lake Double Century. The air was getting bad before I left, and it was really bad while I was gone at Nationals, and so I thought I was going to have to just bail on it. But with the rains and favorable winds, it has gotten much better, so there's a chance that I'll be able to do it. So I am putting in lots of miles, or that's my intent, is to put in lots of miles and to adapt as quickly as I can for the event, which is just 1 month away. I had a feeling I'd be doing this event before I went to Nationals. So up until a couple Saturdays before I went to Nationals, I was doing close to 100 miles on that particular day. Now, when I'm back this coming Saturday, for example, I'm hoping to do at least 120 so I can quickly ramp up and see how my body does. Sometimes I experiment with certain things on myself, not on my clients, but on myself. Now, to our workout at hand. Previously, you've seen Casper at the front, and he pulled off, and now then Kyle's at the front. Now, Kyle's taking a much longer pull than 1 minute, and when he had pulled off, I had noticed that he didn't have his watch with him. So thereafter, when he would take his pull, I would keep an eye on my watch and then call out 1 minute so he knew when to pull off after that. Now these guys are pretty strong, and he's doing a good pace there. So, especially with the leg lifting I was doing, I was really feeling that type of, I was feeling that weightlifting early in the ride, and so I was just concentrating to stay on his wheel. As I went on, things kind of eased up for my legs, and I was doing much better. So right about now, you're probably thinking, well, where's the bonk? Well, the bonk is coming. After we got onto Road 33, where we started our intervals, about another 25 minutes away is the beginning of the loop near Hensley Lake. As the gradient started to increase, the closer we got to the beginning of the loop, Kyle was starting to fall off at certain points. Well, it turned out that all Kyle had to eat that day was a hamburger at 11:30. Now, our ride started at 2 o'clock. So he didn't have any breakfast, and the only food he had, again, was that hamburger. So basically, he bonked. And at a certain point, he had, I stayed with him for a while, and then once we get on to Road 600, which was a little bit past. Here we have Casper going through, and Kyle's still looking strong, and I am just hanging on to these guys right now. Our original plan was to do this for 3 hours on the Belgian Loop course, but it didn't turn out that way. So what you're seeing right now is I am on Road 600. Kyle just had me go on ahead to try and catch Casper and let him know that once he gets back to the car to get the car and then come back and get him, just going backwards on the course. So again, Kyle had the hamburger at 11:30, nothing else. So when you go to sleep, your body is still working, and you have glycogen, which is stored in 2 locations. One is your liver, and the other are the individual muscle cells. The glycogen in the individual muscle cells are used for that particular muscle cell and nothing else. The glycogen in the liver is used to maintain the glucose levels in the blood, and those glucose levels are primarily used, I shouldn't say primarily, are used as the primary food source for the brain. So when you go to bed at night, your body's still working, your liver glycogen is being slowly depleted, depending on the type of sleep, I suppose, and your activity level before then. And so when you get up in the morning, it's always recommended, at least I recommend, that you have a good-sized breakfast. And dinner should be the lightest part of your daily meal. The Belgian Loop is a very unforgiving course, especially at the pace that we were riding. With Kyle skipping breakfast and only having a hamburger at 11:30, he was in deficit. So the first 45 minutes or so of the ride, his glycogen that was stored in the muscle cells in his legs were used up, and he didn't have enough glycogen in his liver to support the blood sugar levels that he needed at that intensity. So he had to back off, and he went primarily into fat burning mode. The moral of the story is that what determines the quality of your workout does not begin when you get on the bike. It actually starts at the end of your previous workout by consuming the necessary calories and nutrients. If you like this video, please hit like. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until the next one.